Hi there, it's Louie again, aka Chinoy. For today's video, I'm going to do something different because as if you are already subscribed to my channel, as you all know, I always do travel vlogs, family or baby stuff, and about sometimes our life here in Singapore. But I am now compelled to share with you how to apply a job in Singapore, or if you are looking for a job in Singapore, because I'm already here in Singapore for I am already going 13 years. I have my family here. I had my kids here. I even got married here. So we like it in Singapore and we are going strong here in Singapore. So I'm like thinking I would like to help out or give you tips if you, as a foreigner like me, is also looking for a job in Singapore. By the way, I'm also a permanent resident, me and my husband. So if you would like to know some tips and how to apply a job here in Singapore, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm just filming this inside my bedroom. You can see my baby crib is at the background. So I'm just thinking, I'm just compelled to share with you how to apply a job here in Singapore, or if you are looking for a job in Singapore, because I know how it feels. I've done that before last 13 years ago, but I can give you an update because right now I'm working in office. I'm an admin there, and I sometimes do processing of employment pass, S-Pass. And yes, I know how to do with it, or probably I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on it. Okay, first of all, if you're a foreigner and you have heard like Singapore is a great country and you have to apply here, yes, it is such a great country. First of all, it's a first world country and money here is really good. If somebody asks me if money here is good, it's really good. That's why I migrated here from the Philippines. Okay, so my first tip is that how to apply, right? First tip is that you should have an updated resume. Updated resume, I'm pretty sure you're watching this, you're already an adult now, you know what is an updated resume. Not a biodata, not a CV, but an updated resume. You can just Google the three of those, you would know the difference, okay? The resume is very concise and it will show everything there. And I advise you, please, I've seen a lot of resumes already, please to maximize it into 2 pages only. So if you have like awards, singing awards, or probably you work in a part-time for 3 to 6 months, please take that out from your list, except if you're like probably what do you call this, 1 or 2 years experience, right? But please make it just concise, please make it just maximum 2 pages only. And yeah, people here in Singapore, especially in the HR, they don't waste time. Why? Because if they already posted like, okay, I'm looking for a admin assistant, an IT consultant, whatsoever, they know already what will happen. They will get a lot of resumes, and not a lot of those are, you know, capable or applicable for that job. So number 1, yeah, have an updated resume. My tip is that you should have a very nice, you know, a very nice picture, you know, front looking, not casual, like smart casual, and just like having like those 2x2 passport photo. Yes, please do have that. Okay, sorry, I just moved places. Okay, so yeah, first of all, yeah, you should have a nice photo of yourself, a real photo, unupdated photo, please, not the one that is sideways or casual things. Please be professional. And of course, you put there your personal information, like your full name, your telephone number, specifically the telephone number, and email address. A lot of people make mistakes on that. Like for example, here in Singapore, it's 8 digits. Some they miss out 7 digits or whatsoever. So please make sure you have a working Singapore number. It's so easy to get a SIM card in any 7-Eleven. You just present your passport, and or if you have a foreign number, why not? And then your address, and you know what, it really helps your status. What do you mean by what do I mean about status is like if you're a tourist pass, Like for example, like a Filipino like me, when you come here in Singapore, normally immigration will give you 30 days tourist pass. So you have to put there you are on tourist pass, dependent pass, or whatsoever pass, so that the HR will not waste her time to think, oh, this is a foreigner, but am I, you know, is she eligible to work? Am I eligible as well to hire a foreigner? Yeah, so let's not waste time. Here in Singapore, I noticed they don't waste time. They really like to know that, and of course your job experiences, etc. And it really helps your salary expectations on the last part, so that they know if they can afford you. Because a lot of companies, if they cannot afford you, if they see that salary expectation is way too high, especially if you have a lot of experience already, then they will not call you. It's kind of iffy, but if you come to think of it, it's kind of practical as well, right? But some will still call you, and they're very straightforward. They're going to ask, is your salary negotiable? Like that. But normally, you have to put your salary expectation there. Yes, that's my number one tip. Have an updated resume. So I have here, I have here my notes on my cell phone. Okay, number 2. So so you have this updated resume. It would really help if you have a cover letter as well. But as an HR myself and as an admin, the cover letter really doesn't work for me. You know why? Because as an HR, like what I said, we are already prepared to receive lots of resume. And what do we only see about this one? If the skills that we wanted is matching to you. First of all, if I'm looking for let's just say an admin assistant, I would like that person to have these skills, like for example, knows how to pick up the calls, do courier service, whatsoever. I would love to see that in your resume if you did that, so that I would know if you have already did that. So if you already done that in the past, so I would know if you still need to have training or whatsoever. And you know what? It's best as well if some companies check what companies or clients have you worked with, because especially in our company, my employer is a IT company. We would love it if you work into such big companies, especially companies that we have clients with. Yeah, so that is a very yes to us. So we really see those experiences rather than the face, the age, you know, the other things. We really need the experiences. Okay, that's the other tip. And then the second one, if you are already ready for your updated resume, you just apply online. Here in Singapore, it doesn't work that you do walk-in interviews. I know if you're a Filipina or Filipino like me, walk-in interviews are really great in the Philippines. I don't know now if it's still great, right? But here in Singapore, everything is online. It should be all online. We save paper, and at least, you know, everything is just in the computer. So for example, if that employer needs, for example, an IT lead, a consultant, she knows already that she will get a lot of resumes. And just to let you know, for HR who post this kind of listings, those recruitment agencies also call us. Yes, they also call us, and they offer their services, saying that, oh, we have this kind of candidate, would you like to work with us? Then they have a commission on that, you see. So don't ever get a recruitment agency that you will pay. Here in Singapore, that is illegal, and there is no such thing. Everything the employer will pay. Okay, that's the next tip. So then you just go, I believe the usual is Job Street, Job Central, Jobs DB. I believe there's Monster as well. And another tip, if you want to see the newspaper, you can hear my kids. If you can see the newspaper, there's an English newspaper named Straits Times. So I think it's Saturday or Sunday. They have a lot of job ads at the back of the paper. So you can just get that, because some of it, they have walk-in interviews, and some companies, they don't even post it online. They just post it in the newspaper, because in my previous company, we did that before. Last time I was working in the gym as a front desk, I noticed that they put the job ads on the newspaper, not online, and I asked them why, and they said that they don't want their competitor to know that they're looking for someone. So I'm like thinking, oh, okay, so it doesn't matter if it's online or in newspaper. So yes, just apply to everything that you see. And of course, if it really says there on the ad, of course, kind of discriminating, but I don't think so. We have it now because I know MOM already said that's very discriminatory, but I think the word that they use right now is like, in the remark side, they will put there, they prefer local. Local means Singapore citizen or PRs only. PRs means permanent residents, which just like me, permanent residents. So I'm like, so if you saw already that they prefer, right? So you're going to think, should I apply it or not? Okay, actually it's your still prerogative is if you still want to apply, but for me, I don't think so. You don't need to apply, because it means the company means that they would rather have a foreigner local. Okay, they already said that, and they don't have any quota for foreigners. First of all, guys, here in Singapore, even though we have a lot of foreigners, of course the government will control everything. You see, that's why sometimes if you are looking for a job here, it's very heartening, because you're thinking, it's already quota, oh, why can't they accept me or what? Because even though the employer likes you that much, MOM isn't controlling it. You see, so that PRs and locals will have a fair chance of this kind of work. Then afterwards is foreigners. I'm thinking as well, if it happened this in my country, in the Philippines, of course I'm pretty sure our president would want work first to our fellow citizens, right? Then the foreigners, right? It's a very good problem here in Singapore. It's like a first world problem. But anyways, yeah, that's my thing. They would really prefer first this kind of people. But if it doesn't say anything like that clause, go for it. Go apply for it. Okay, you apply a lot of things, because it does, because you would see if the employer already posted the job, like what I said, the HR is already expecting a lot of things. So your resume, your updated resume should be very nice, should be above the rest, that it will shine above all the resumes that the HR received. That's why it should be a perfect match on the responsibilities, on the job duties that they want. So yeah. And then what else? So of course the usual, you should have your school certificates, all your job experiences. Here in Singapore, it's really highly recommended. Not even recommended, it's a requirement to have a job certificate, because if you have S pass and employment pass, it's really needed that you need to be a university graduate. And if you're asking me, what if, Lou, I'm not a university graduate? Well, I'm sorry to say, too bad for you. You need to study again. Really, you know why? Because they're going to ask for it. They will only get foreigners for S-Pass and EP, those who have university graduates. Because of course, why would they hire foreigners when they can just get on their own, right? So if you have not yet finished your schooling, please finish your schooling. I know sometimes in the Philippines we have a lot of what do you call this, vocational courses, like 2-year course like that. That's a shortcut only in life. Really, but in other countries it's not accepted, especially here in Singapore. But this is an exception, because I know somebody who really graduated 2-year course only, but after that she worked in a bank and for about a few years in a call center in the Philippines. And so when she transferred here in a local bank here in Singapore in a call center, she got the job. She has been working here for about 5 years. So this is a perfect example that it doesn't matter if you're a university graduate, just as long as your job experience, you know, adds up on that, you know, 2-year course. So yes, what else? Okay, I think that's about it. That's my tips here and how to apply a job in Singapore. And if you are asking me, Is it hard, Lou, to work, or not to work, to apply a job here in Singapore? Well, yes, it is. It definitely is. You know why? Because a lot of foreigners wants to be here. And even though I've been here 13 years ago, 13 years already, so last 13 years ago is that 2005, it's already so hard for me. Even though, because me, I'm a HRM graduate, so everybody can do that. I'm telling you, if the work experience that you have is a very common, like IT, office management, or interior designer, or what, education, if everybody can do it, it's like it's not such a specialized thing, then a lot of people apply for it, really. So you need to be the best out of the best. So your job experience should be very, very good. And like what I always say, I really stress out that you should have a very good resume. Why? Because this is your first step to give a first impression for that future employer. Because that person haven't seen you yet, haven't heard you yet, haven't, smelled you yet, and then that HR will give already that first impression. So just to let you know, guys, of course the HR will check those resumes, and this is a lot. For example, it's like 50 resumes, then they will just get, I don't know, 5 or 10, then they're going to give it to the manager, who is that person who is looking for that position. For example, that person is looking for a marketing assistant, so that HR will give it to the marketing director, and she will say, okay, these are the probable people that you would love to like. And then that marketing director will even cut it short if she doesn't like the other people, you see. So yeah, so I highly stress that you should have a very, very good resume. And to apply as well, I noticed, actually this is the tip of my husband, that time that I was applying for 1 week straight, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I've been applying 1 week straight, I got hundreds and hundreds of resumes, and I even got 0 email or 0 calls. I'm like thinking, what am I doing wrong, right? So my husband, that time he's my boyfriend, now my husband, he suggested that you have to change your strategy. So I changed some bits of my job duties into something that is more relatable, but not a lie, something that is more relatable. And I check again the job ad so that it will sort of match of what they're looking for. Okay. And then what else? What kind of tips? Of course, you need to have a lot of prayers. If you're not the kind of person who prays, then I believe you need to start praying, right? I really do believe so. Because even though you already applied, I believe it needs divine intervention, and it really needs luck. Really, like, it really needs luck. I know some people, they had a hard time looking for a job, especially me. So if you would like to know how I managed to get a job here in Singapore, I'm going to link it down below. I did it last year. I said, I titled there that how I become an OFW here in Singapore. OFW means overseas foreign worker. Yeah. So I'm like thinking, I'm pretty sure some people had a hard time as well. Some people had a easy time as well. I have some friends and family members who have that. And just to let you know as well, to hire a foreigner, the HR also needs to, for example, the HR really likes you, okay? Don't immediately resign. It doesn't mean they like you, you have a contract already, because even though the employer likes you, the employer still needs to apply SPAS or employment pass, okay? So if you would like to know what's the difference between SPAS and employment pass, I'm going to link it down below, the MOM website. But the only difference on that is the salary, really. Employment pass starts with $6,000 and above. So those are all very, very managerial levels. And if you are below, you're already an SPAS. Yeah. And the difference as well is that for employment pass, you can have a dependent pass. Dependent pass meaning you can invite your kids and your your husband and wife and family, you can give them a pass. So like all your family members, these are only the family members, okay? No siblings, no cousins, okay? They will have the same pass as you. So they will, yeah, they will be dependent on your pass. Normally for 2 years or 3 years that MOM will always release, but normally it's 2 years, and some for renewal they even got 1 year. So you should be doing great, you see. Anyways, I got a sidetrack. So after that, if the HR really likes you, the way here in Singapore is that if I like you already, I cannot process immediately your pass. Why? Because they will ask me to post that job posting inside Jobs Bank. Okay, you're asking me, Lou, what is Jobs Bank? Okay, somebody texted. It's Jobs Bank. Jobs Bank is a website for jobs that only PRs and locals can look over to that website so that they can choose for a job. Because of course, here in Singapore, they would really love their own people to have a job first, then the locals, right? They give first that first dip for all the jobs. So we need, as an HR, we need to post that job first in Jobs Bank, and I believe we need to post it for 14 days straight. So after that, if we didn't manage as an employer, if we didn't manage to get a candidate there, we're going to be asked why I didn't manage to get. So I believe there's like 5 questions there, and to apply for a pass, it's just so, there's a lot of things to fill up, but we still need to fill up. So for example, if the employer said, okay, we are now ready to apply for your pass, so they will give you a form. I believe it's about 8 to 10 pages perhaps. So if you have lots of kids, you need to put all your kids' names, passport number, then of course you need to have only one wife, okay, one husband, except for if you have other religion, right? Anyways, so you need as well their birth certificate, your marriage certificate if you are married, and of course you need your school certificate. That is very important. That's why I said they need all soft copies, because when we as an employer, when we apply your pass, everything is online. Not unlike last time that they applied for me like in SingPost only via the post office, but now everything is great, everything is online. So the rejection, the approval, everything is online. So we need to do that like 8 to 10 pages. So they're going to ask every nits and grits of detail, like how many years have you been working, how many years have you been relevant to your work experience, stuff like that, your salary, etc. They're very precise. So just make sure that you have those, especially your school certificates. And it would really help if you are, and in the what I call this, in the drop down portion, is they're really precise that your school should be there. Because if your school is not there, especially if it's like a never heard school, I think it's a kind of a special case on that. Because I have a friend that her school is not listed. She even went back to the Philippines and got a special kind of document to say that this is really a listed school. This is really like a legitimate school in the Philippines. So yeah, so she managed to work here in Singapore. She's even PR just like me, got her own family, her own house. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Then what else? And then yeah, that's it. Good luck on your job hunting, and don't lose hope. Just apply until you get it. It's just like a sales, right? You have to give a lot, like I think 100, then probably 10 of it they're going to say hi to you, giving you a chance. Then 3 of it you get an interview, then probably that one employer will give you a chance, will give you a pass, and you are here in Singapore. So yes, that's about it. I think that's about everything that I can give you for the tips and how to apply here in Singapore. So if you like this kind of, you know, Singapore related videos, then you just let me know at the comment section below, or if you have any questions, I will try to answer them as best as I can. So yes, that's about it. If you like this kind of videos, like and subscribe and click the bell button below beside my subscribe button, so that you will be notified whenever I upload new stuff on my mobile phone. And if you like this kind of videos, I will upload some more. I'm going to think some of the topics, because I think I'm kind of believable already on how our lifestyle here. I'm going to share with you the step-by-step on how we manage here in Singapore. But as a foreigner like you, that's why you're watching on my video. You just do first what I recommended, okay? And good luck, okay? And I will see you probably next time in Singapore, and I see you next time on my next video. Bye-bye!